So hello all and welcome. So I hope you're all doing good, fine, and well. I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right. Not at all surprised by the glaring double standards I just came across in this story, which popped up in my Facebook timeline. Uh, Basically talking about how women are the only gender that is positively impacted. Right? They made a better person by behavior that has, for the entirety of human history, been judged to be wholly and utterly degrading to civilization in general, damaging to relationships, just bad behavior. Now all of a sudden, past 30, 40 years, well, this story is very recent, in fact. This is not a 30, 40-year-old story. This is a recent story saying that, you know what? That behavior that you thought was so bad, well, it's great. And it's very good for you, but only if you're a woman. If you're a man, it still has the same degenerating, degrading effect on you and your relationship and culture, society in general. But if a woman does it, well, ho, it's good for everybody. It's not just good for the woman. She's going to be happier. She's going to be less depressed. She's going to be more positive, have higher self-esteem, a spring in her step. So that'll make your relationship better. So you should support your woman cheating on you, but she should not support you doing the same. Because my reasons, and those reasons being double standards, that women only support equality when it comes to something that benefits them. It doesn't really benefit them for men to have free reign to cheat. So no. It's only good for women. Let's check this story out. This is some kooky stuff, man. And I'm not surprised there's an advert on this very page with Paris Hilton in it. A single mommy. Is she in her 40s now? She's popping out kids in vitro. Yeah, good Lord. I wonder what the IQ of those kids is. Probably not too good. I mean, unless she used like frozen eggs, you think? I mean, she is like, what is she, 44 or something? She's getting up there. I doubt they used recent eggs, so they probably used old eggs. I wonder where she got the sperm. I guess a sperm bank. Oy. Those kids are in for a rough ride. Anyhow, boy, they got multiple adverts of her here. It's very apropos. Yeah. So the story begins by saying, of course, this is from the Daily Mail. Of course. Where else would it be from? Yeah, now the BuzzFeed is defunct. Affairs put a spring in your step, boost self-esteem and life satisfaction, but only if you're a woman. Study finds. Yeah, of course this plays into that whole BS about happy wife, happy life. If it makes your wife happy, you should be all for it, because your life will be better. For it. Yeah. Right. Okay. Let's see where this goes. By the way, scientists studied 609 people involved in an affair and 338 who had been victims. Women who cheated reported increased self-esteem and life satisfaction. Well, if I rob a bank, I'm going to report increased, life satisfaction and self-esteem and levels of happiness. Does that mean I should rob banks? Does that mean I should incentivize and tell people it's okay to rob banks? I don't get this. So, you do know that doing something that is bad, that is objectively bad, that is wrong, that we have known is wrong for a long time, just because you do that doesn't mean you're going to have a negative outcome necessarily, although in this case you will, right? It's going to impact your relationship negatively, but it doesn't mean there won't be some positives, okay? So, overall, is it good for you? No. But this is saying that, well, in the moment, you're going to feel better about yourself, and you're going to have better life satisfaction. What about the long term? What if your partner finds out? They should be okay with it. If it's a woman doing it, of course, because she'll be happier, and then you as a man, you'll be happier because she's happier, because the whole world revolves around her. Everything's about the woman. You're just there to serve her. And you should be willing to sacrifice your self-esteem, your self-respect, your life satisfaction. Notice this doesn't talk about dudes, right? Notice this doesn't talk about the effect that it has on men. Well, let's see if it gets to that. Let's see. And by the way, I would wonder who these people are that they studied. Were these people who were already in like polyamorous open relationships from the get-go? Were these libtards? Were these Democrats that they, were these progressives that they polled? Studied as 609 people or polled? It's almost always like a poll when a story starts out saying, study is fun, and then something ridiculous, and then we find out later they just asked them some questions. That's a poll, not a study. Anyway, so the opposite was true for men who suffered more after committing adultery. What do you mean suffered more? You mean because their partners found out and the women made them suffer more? Meanwhile, the dude who is essentially incentivized to want to keep the relationship together because if he can't, he's going to suffer way more because the system is on the side of women. I mean, yeah, of course the dude suffers more if he cheats, because if he cheats, the woman's going to divorce him, take him to the cleaners, get the kids, get more than half everything, get the house. He's going to be paying alimony and child support until he's dead or in jail because he can't pay anymore. Meanwhile, if she cheats, what are the consequences? She gets alimony and child support and takes him to the cleaners until he's dead or in jail. So if he cheats, plenty of consequences, so he suffers more. She cheats, it's all incentives, and the outcome is altogether positive in her eyes. Not really, though, because she's lost her husband, lost her family. But women these days, meh, I'm better off alone. Meanwhile, getting his money, but I'm strong and independent, yeah. I see where this story's going. So let's get into it. When George Michael, oh, jeez, sophistry, yeah. sang about cheating on a partner and never wanting to dance again, he may have been onto something. Oh, really? Oh, okay. That's because men are more likely to report low self-esteem and a decrease in life satisfaction after having an affair. Are you sure that they're just not reporting how they already felt before the affair? I mean, you're asking them these questions after the fact, but wouldn't it be more likely that they're cheating because they have low self-esteem and a decrease in life satisfaction? That's why, and wouldn't that, by the way, be the same case for the woman? But it didn't help him because men and women are different. I find this very interesting. This story is pushing the idea that men and women are somehow at an intrinsic, base, foundational, biological, deterministic level different. Doesn't that fly in the face of the foundational arguments of feminism, which are that men and women are the same, they're just cogs in a machine, they're widgets, they're interchangeable, everything's a social construct, there is no, male behavior, female behavior tied to biology, it's all a social construct to benefit men. Okay. Meanwhile, you got women trying to adopt male behavior, and then they're trying to push feminine gender traits onto men. And now they're reporting that men, when doing the same thing as women, are reporting different emotional outcomes, which means that men and women are somehow different on a foundational level, while at the same time they continue to follow an ideology that teaches that men and women are exactly the same on a foundational level. Okay, well, for women, it's the opposite, according to a study. Right, okay. So men and women and the way they act and their preferences are not social constructs. Researchers from Tilburg University in the Netherlands, collected data on German adults over 12 years old and asked them about their well-being as well as their relationships. Okay. I would wonder who they targeted. I would be willing to bet they targeted largely liberal areas. To get this kind of level of cheating. I mean, how did they find cheaters? Did they just dial people on the phone and ask, hey, have you cheated on your mate? How did this work? Does it go into any details? I wonder. They collected data on German adults over 12 years. How? Where'd they get this data? I don't understand. Did they just send out like a letter in the mail? I don't get this. Okay. They're not going to go into detail, of course, because then we would know it's, not too reliable. From a large cohort, they focused on 609 people who had been involved in an affair. So I guess maybe they sent out like a survey, and the people who admitted they'd been in an affair became part of the cohort of 609 people, and 338 who had been the victim of one. Analysis revealed, on the whole, women who cheated reported an increase in self-esteem and life satisfaction after the affair. So you're saying because they felt better about themselves that having the affair is good. That seems to be the implication. Their cheating's not bad, it's not wrong, because the outcomes for the woman are overwhelmingly good. But it's bad for a man because it negatively affects his well-being. I mean, you could literally then justify any bad behavior by saying, well, it's good for that person's well-being and their current situation in the now, in the moment, at this place in time, so it's not wrong. I mean, you could literally use that argument to justify any heinous, wrong, even illegal act. Couldn't you? Well, if I kill my husband, who has $1 million life insurance policy, I will get $1 million. It'll be good for my well-being because I'll be richer and I'll be happier and I'll have better life satisfaction. Okay, that's fine. How does it affect your husband, though? Who cares? He's a man. He's disposable. Analysis reviewed on the whole, women who cheated reported an increase in self-esteem and life satisfaction. Yeah, okay. Well, that justifies everything, doesn't it? Yeah. Feelings over facts, indeed. Meanwhile, the opposite appeared to be true for men who suffered more after committing adultery. So you're saying men are more moral? I love it. They're accidentally admitting that men, on average, are more moral than women, and they have more shame. Imagine that. They're so lacking in self-awareness, the writers of this article and the people administering this supposed study, they don't even realize that they're self-owning. The study published in the Journal of Psychological Science, psychological science, i.e. brainwashing, gaslighting, and social/psychological control of the masses. Yeah. It's not about making you mentally healthy. That's for sure. Our analysis detected one group of participants who seemed to recover and even thrive after infidelity. Unfaithful women. Are you saying that the reasons that men cheat and the reasons that women cheat are different? But men and women are the same. Isn't that what you guys push? Equity? Everybody's the same? We're all interchangeable widgets, right? I love how they contradict their own ideology. But of course, they figure their readers are too stupid to understand these contradictions because all these contradictions are in favor of the majority of their followers, meaning wokey broads and blue-pilled dudes, i.e. simps. Yeah, okay, sure. As long as it plays to you, as long as it benefits you, you don't see the contradictions, do you, lefties? Well, they couldn't even if it didn't benefit them. Lack of critical thinking. Remember, logic is evil and white supremacy. Our analysis detected one group, women, they thrive after infidelity. So this story is encouraging women to cheat. That's great. Yeah. Potentially, women's affairs are more likely to be a result of partner dissatisfaction. You think a dude that cheats isn't dissatisfied with his partner? No, his reasons aren't as good as hers. That's why he feels worse. That's the implication. So the implication is there's good reasons for cheating. I think you could have excuses, but I don't think there's anything like good reasons. I think there's reasons, but I wouldn't consider them good ones. I mean, just get a divorce. No, I want to have my cake and eat it too. And as a woman, I can, but as a man, he can't. Because I can take him for everything he's worth. But he has a problem with me cheating. Well, I'll take everything from him, and I'll have him living in a shoebox by the end of the year, paying me everything he makes. Oh, if women had a long, greasy mustache to twirl, they would be doing so. And consequently, the affair may be a wake-up call for their partners, leading to positive behavioral change. Ah, I see. So it's okay, at least when women do it, because it leads to positive change. Well, wouldn't that argument work for the man as well? No, because it's bad for him. Why? He feels worse about it. So the woman is morally bankrupt. I don't believe in morals. The people have the power. They make the morals. Power is everything. Everything's about power. The people have the power to decide what the morals are. And they create all the social constructs as well. But then wouldn't it be just as good for men as it is for women if everything is just a social construct, including gender norms and stereotypes? Shut up, bigot! Murr! Put their fingers in their ears. Well, more likely they, shout you down, and you speak truth, you speak facts, you speak logic, and point out the, oxymoronic idiocy of their double standard views, leading to positive behavioral change. But only if the woman does it, right? If the man does it, it's not going to lead to positive change because she's incentivized to leave while he's incentivized to stay, right? So a look at outcomes suggests that male perpetrators were more negatively affected by the event. You're gosh darn right they are. Oh yeah, they're more negatively affected. Duh. And they know it. But objectively so. I mean, the emotions that they're feeling are because of the real world objective consequences that they know they're going to suffer via the family court, via the way society looks down on and judges men, as opposed to making excuses for and white knighting for women. Yeah, that's why their well-being is negatively affected, because they know what's going to happen to them if she finds out. Meaning he's got to be a real unhappy mofo to cheat on his wife, especially if he's got anything to lose. And most men do. Yeah, most men do. Yeah. Got a lot to lose. You think, well, he might be a broke mofo and he's got nothing to lose. No. If he can't pay that child support that inevitably is going to be put upon him to pay, he goes to jail. The woman? No, because she always gets the kids. She's got to be a crack hoe. She's going to be a crack hoe, a meth head, cocaine addict, and a murderer to not get the kids. Yeah. Their results also revealed cheating was preceded by a gradual decrease in personal and relationship satisfaction over several years. So that's both parties. In victims, a decrease in well-being might be a result of feeling the partner's dissatisfaction or represent a casual factor increasing their likelihood of being cheated. Wait. So in victim, isn't that victim shaming? A decrease in well-being might be a result of the partner's dissatisfaction or casual factor increasing their likelihood of being cheated on. That sounds like victim shaming to me. It sounds like you were saying that it's the fault of the other person. Would you apply that to women? No! We're talking about men here, actually. It's always the man's fault, of course. Yeah. But they're not getting into the morality or the long-term consequences. All they're really talking about is how you feel, right? The pleasure of the moment. Notice they're not talking about facts. They're not talking about figures, because all of this is designed to play to women. And women are more emotional than rational. So the whole goal of this article seems to be to further polarize women towards looking favorably or positively on cheating in regards to their mate, which is no such thing. I have yet to meet anybody who's been cheated on where the relationship actually lasted. Once that other person finds out, it just destroys the relationship. So hence, a decrease in personal well-being might make the future victim less attractive, contributing to the infidelity of the partner. So a decrease in personal well-being, meaning the woman or the man not being happy in the relationship. Why aren't they happy? Is their partner not pulling their weight? It's only the man who can't pull his weight. Women, by just existing and having a pulse, are automatically pulling their weight. Her body, her choice. What about his wallet, his choice? No. It doesn't work that way, see. Because men are disposable. Might make the future victim less attractive because they're less happy in the relationship, contributing to the infidelity of the partner. So again, there's more victim blaming. Well, your unhappiness in this relationship, that's contributing to the person who isn't really putting any effort into the relationship. You're contributing, via not being happy, to their cheating. Yeah. Interesting. A lot of excuses, y'all. No accountability, though. I don't see any accountability here. Separate research. What separate research? Has indicated that if your friends are having affairs, you're more likely to cheat, too. Yeah, well, if you're a woman, that's for sure, because women, they really are very impressionable, like kids, and they tend to heed the advice of their female friends, which is why, as a man, you got to be very careful who your woman hangs out with. Well, that's controlling of you, philosopher. Oh, you need to get some self-esteem. I think you have low self-esteem. If you want to control your woman like that, no, I just want to limit the kind of interactions with others that could have a detrimental effect on my relationship. I want to protect my relationship, and I recognize the objective factors in reality that can negatively impact my relationship. And I care enough about my relationship to protect it and keep it intact. There's a level of control there, but only insofar as I want to protect what I have, because it's good, because it's pure, and I want to keep it that way. So the story goes on to say researchers from Reichman University in Israel, another feminist paradise, discovered that when adultery becomes the norm, feelings of commitment to a current partner are reduced, while desire for an alternative mate increases. Feelings of commitment to a current partner are reduced. Are you saying that sleeping with multiple people reduces one's ability to pair bond? Are you saying that there is some kind of real, objective, biological foundation within men and women that affects how they interact with each other in the objective world? No, everything's a social construct. That's what you all say. Oh, I love it. And they warn the phenomenon appeared to affect males more than females. Right. So let me translate. Woman wants to have her cake and eat it too. She's been sleeping with a lot of men until she gets married. She doesn't have a strong pair bond. She waits until she's older to get married, so she's much more likely to get with some dude that she's not all that attracted to. And after a while, she's getting bored. The bedroom action ain't so spicy, or even if it's decent or good, spicy time, it's just not enough because she's not there mentally, emotionally, and women need that emotional element, so she steps outside the relationship to get those butterflies back, right? Because she's become addicted to those butterflies by doing exactly what outlets like this have told her to do. And at the same time, she's got the beta dude at home paying the bills. And if he finds out, well, he's afraid to leave her in many cases because he's going to get punished. He's going to get his kids taken from him. He's going to lose his house. He's going to lose his pension. He's going to lose his savings. He's going to be paying alimony. He's going to be paying child support. He's not going to get the kids. He'll never see the kids again. If she doesn't like him all that much, what's going to happen when she is divorced from him, huh? He might not see those kids again. So he's incentivized to stay while she's incentivized to go. If he has an issue, if he finds out and he raises a stink. So, yeah, it affects males more than females. You're right about that. Yeah, according to the Office of National Statistics, infidelity is one of the most commonly cited reasons for divorce in the UK. And yet you're encouraging it here. Notice they get to that little tidbit at the very end. Of course, women don't care because women these days, they see marriage as a step up. And they see divorce as an improvement in their circumstances. Well, I divorce him. I get all the benefits of being married to him. Hell, I get more benefits because I get half his money. He has to pay me alimony. He has to pay me child support. I have total, complete, 100% control of the kids, and I don't have to deal with him. And I don't like him that much anyway, so it's a win-win for her. A YouGov poll carried out in 2015 revealed that as many as 1 in 5 Brits have had an affair. Oh, I think it's more than that. A lot of these people are just lying to you. So what tactics do people use to stop themselves from cheating? All right, let's go through this checklist. I'm curious to see what these are and how this outlet, the Daily Mail, presents them. University of New Brunswick asked 362 heterosexual adults. I'm surprised they didn't say cisgender adults how they had staved off temptations to cheat while in a relationship. No, you're putting this in the same article that is basically being used not so covertly to encourage women to cheat, but warning men not to dare do so. How dare you, man, consider cheating. Number one, relationship enhancement. I thought you just said that for a woman cheating, didn't you imply that her cheating enhances the relationship that she's in with her husband? That seemed to be the implication you were making, because she's happier and has higher self-esteem. Yeah. 75% of the study respondents who were aged 19 to 63 selected relationship enhancement as their primary tactic. Their primary tactic for what? Not cheating? This play included things like taking their partner on a date. You mean men? Not cheating certainly enhances your relationship for both parties. Women have just been taught, that's the real social construction, the lie that's taught to women that this kind of behavior will enhance their relationships and make them a better person and improve their life circumstances, when really the opposite is the case. The real enemy of women is feminism and the ideas that come with it. Yeah, well, you should certainly do these things every once in a while, but we all know women don't do this kind of stuff. Men do this kind of stuff. Men are the ones that plan dates and make an extra effort. Then make an extra effort with their appearance. See, this is where women fall off a lot of the time. They let themselves go and such, or having more sex with them. How dare you tell a woman that she has a duty, nay, an obligation to have sex with her husband on a regular basis? Her body, her choice. Yeah. What about his body, his choice? No. He has no choice, right? Only she has the choice. Number two, the second most popular was proactive avoidance. The hell does that mean? Which involved maintaining distance from the temptation. Look, if you're constantly being tempted to cheat on your partner, maybe you shouldn't be in a committed relationship, especially a marriage. Just throwing that out there. As well as physically avoiding the temptation, right? That's what men are trying to do when they try to keep women from going out on ladies' nights with other broads. That's the type of activity that single women go on. They're putting themselves out there. They're putting a product out there. They're advertising themselves as single. That's what women do when they're going out on these ladies' nights. That's why you shouldn't be doing that if you're in a long-term committed relationship. People also avoided getting close in conversation with that person. What person? Person that tempted them? Sounds like they're talking about women now. You know, this is not men. Men don't have this kind of issue, okay? We're more cerebral about things, and we have a lot more to lose. Number three, derogation of the temptation. The third and final tactic used by people was derogation of the temptation. There's a lot of fancy language here to try and dress up all these so-called strategies as if this social science nonsense was actually to be taken seriously. They want you to take this crap seriously, and they want you to see them as the authority on these subjects. You should listen to them. Yeah, no, you shouldn't. So, derogation of the temptation, which involved feelings of guilt and thinking about the tempting person in a negative light. But you said that women don't have these feelings. It's only men that have these feelings, right? Women don't have these kind of hang-ups or moral, ethical issues when it comes to cheating. It's only men, right? You already said earlier, you were very clear, men are morally superior. So this message is just to men. Participants reported flirting less when they applied the final derogation of the temptation strategy. No. Men reported flirting less. By and large, women, they don't care. Right? Women are going to flirt. Women are going to tease. Women are going to, play these silly little games to get their validation. Again, if you have nothing to lose and you're incentivized to participate in this bad behavior, this is what you're going to get. This list of so-called tactics, it's just muddying the waters. And they're trying to make themselves sound more reasonable and responsible and fair and balanced in their views by throwing in these tactics to use to stop yourself from cheating. Right. Meanwhile, this is just to gaslight you. The truth of the matter is into thinking, well, they're fair and balanced, and they're not really pro-cheat on your mate. Right? Because look, they threw in the end here tactics to use to not cheat on your mate. Meanwhile, they just spent the entire article encouraging women to cheat on their mate, and the majority of people only read headlines, and look at that headline. Affairs put a spring in your step, boost your self-esteem and life satisfaction, but only if you're a woman. Like 98% of people just read headlines. Well, there you go. More women are going to cheat now. They're not even going to read the article. Most people don't read articles. They just read headlines. So, of course, this list of, tactics to use to not cheat, it's at the very end of the article. Of course. But none of the strategies had an effect on the levels of romantic infidelity, sexual infidelity, and whether the relationship survived. Really? Had no effect. So why'd you put them there? Well, we got to cover our butts. Have plausible deniability. Hey, we're not encouraging cheating. Look, we put a list of tactics to use not to cheat. Tactics that we found don't work. So there you go. There you go. More degeneracy being pushed on the public by none other than the Daily Mail. And their poster child is Paris Hilton. And surprisingly riding a unicorn, which doesn't exist. So if you're looking for that unicorn woman, guys, you ain't gonna find her. At least not in the West. You're gonna have to look elsewhere. And even if you do, you gotta be real careful to never bring that woman back to your Western home country. Because if you do, she's gonna respond to the incentives in the same way Western women do. Morals are not gonna stop her. Ethics are not gonna stop her. Loyalty and duty is not gonna stop her. Her culture is not going to stop her because it's thousands of miles away. And there's no stigma, no consequences she has to face from friends, from family, from the society around her. So she'll dump your butt as well. So there you go. There you go. So affairs are a good thing if you're a woman. But if you're a man, you better not cheat, or you're going to suffer. And that's the message. A lot of not so veiled threats toward men in this article. Yeah. Great. More anti-male garbage. More pro-degeneracy from the Daily Mail. So let me know what you think of this article. Is it right on the money? Does cheating benefit women, at least in the short term, but damage them in the long term? Or does it benefit them both in the short term and the long term? Yes, it does. But what is that benefit? Is it just monetary? While they suffer in every other aspect of their lives, like happiness, meaning, general well-being and mental health in the long term, even though they are being financially rewarded in the short term? Let me know what you think in the comments section of this degenerate drivel, with Paris Hilton as the poster child for it. And please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment. It's good for the algorithm. And don't forget to follow me on Alt Tech. You'll see the links at the top of this video, as well as my name on those Alt Tech platforms. I am the Realist Philosopher. And I wish you all a good and pleasant day. Take care.